everybody, and welcome back to another exciting and probably long episode of the Media Boat Podcast, your weekly rundown where we talk movies, TV, music, and video games, but not necessarily in that order. My name is Mike. His name is Matt.
My name is Matt, his name is Mike, and everyone will tell you it's more exciting when it's long, right?
Yes, yes, they will.
Anyways. Yes, this is the Media Vote Podcast. Yes, today is April the 17th, 2026. And yes, this is episode 300 or wow, 534.
Aha,
So
you're dyslexic just like me.
dyscalculic, I think, is
Just
when it's with numbers.
okay.
Um, yeah, so let's get rolling right into it. So it's not that long.
All right. Well, we're going to start with the music section. Start the music section with the Billboard. Start the Billboard with the Hot 100. And the hottest song in the land is still Choosing Texas by Ella Langley.
I have an update from last week.
Did you actually listen to
I
Choosing
listened
Texas now?
to slash watched the video for Choosing Texas by Ella Langley.
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Is it because Miranda Lambert shows up at the end?
It helps, but although she's kind of on my list right now for showing up at all sorts of weird stuff that she probably could have not done, but that's another story. No, I thought it was a pretty well constructed country pop song. It was actually more country than you gave me the idea it was, which makes me really curious about the rest of the record that you like you said. So I don't know, maybe I'll have
Yeah,
to try that out.
the record's more country than pop.
Okay. But anyway, no, I thought it was pretty well constructed. I think that's a pretty well written chorus, especially. So yeah, I'm just kind of baffled that it's been number one for so long. Like a song like that isn't something that usually breaks through. And so I just don't know. Was it a TikTok viral thing? Because I just don't understand how it got so big.
Has to be because I don't believe every single person within the state of Texas is constantly listening to Choosing Texas.
No, they're choosing other things, I'm sure.
Yes.
Anyways,
Speaking of other things, at number two, Man I Need by Olivia Dean. At three, I Just Might by Bruno Mars. At four, Ordinary by Alex Warren. And right at your top five, Swim by BTS.
hmm.
As for your Billboard 200, at number one is BTS with Errorang. Coming in at two,
Holding on.
The Problem himself, Morgan Wallen. At three, still, for some reason, Bullet by Yay. At four, Octane by Don Tolliver. And right at your top five, The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean.
Yep.
If you like any of those albums, we have new releases, starting with Nightlife by Honey Dijon. No mustard in this case, it's just Honey Dijon.
No, not mustard, and
Mhm.
also not Dijon.
It is
Honey
Dijon.
Dijon, separate
Yes.
artist.
Mm. We also have 9 Inch Noise, which is 9 Inch Nails, and Boys Noise
Yeah,
with a Z.
yeah, important. The Z is very important.
Yes. We also have Screaming into Your Ear Holes, Hot Life in all caps by Tiga, Fidelity by Yaya Bay, and lastly, Kona Cole by Zane,
Yeah.
if you so choose. All right. Well, let's get into some music, and there's so much happening that we have all wrapped up in some music bits. The
Yeah.
bits, the bits,
So,
the
you know how
bits.
most of the time, the week that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees are announced, it's usually the only story. Well, this week, not the case. We have that plus a bunch of other stuff that happened.
So we'll get through the bunch of other stuff, and then we'll get
Mhm.
into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Starting with what happened at the beginning of the week, which is Britney Spears. Got into some trouble, which was also kind of the end of last week, but
Yeah.
as officially checked into a rehab facility after her DUI arrest.
Yeah. It turns out when you're not in conservatorship, you can do that for yourself. And so I'm glad to hear after her arrest that she decides that this is going to be the best move.
Speaking of best moves, and
Yeah.
probably not the best move, depending on
No.
which side of the coin you land on here, Ruby Rose has accused Katy Perry, yes, that Katy Perry,
Yeah.
astronaut herself, Katy Perry, of sexual assault.
This is a really weird one, considering that these are two names that you didn't even think would be in the same room with each other. So definitely caught me off guard when I read that headline. I believe this is an Australian case, I think is what I read, and so this isn't being taken care of overseas. This is not a U.S. Case, but yeah, God, that's rough, and I hope Ruby's okay because, and I don't know what's going on there with Katie. That's for sure.
I'm trying to find the overlap of when this could have happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand it. I didn't really dig into it either.
All right. Well, lastly, on the bummer, bad side of
Hmm.
news, we have an arrest with D4VD arrested for the
David, I
murder
guess.
of Celeste Rivas.
Yes,
I think
if you were,
is it David?
is it David? I think David, but with the A is the four is an A.
Yes.
Not that it matters. This is a follow up from a story that happened last year where a dead body was found in David's car, and David said that he had nothing to do with it. Well, apparently they had enough evidence to arrest him, and now he will go to court for this. We'll figure out what happens next. Yeah, I don't know if he did it. That's what they're going to find out, I guess, is ultimately here. But yeah, not a good sign for David, though.
It is innocent until proven guilty,
Turns out, yeah,
but when they show a dead body shows up in the trunk of your car and you have no
it's
explanation for
not a
it,
good look. No.
not a good look. You do tend to be number one suspect. And that was the
Yeah.
case when this happened.
Yes.
It just
Has
took a
remained the
while
case.
for an
Yeah.
arrest to be made.
Exactly.
All right. And I know I said that was lastly in bummer news, but I guess we have one more bummer news because if you are a fan of Live Nation and Ticketmaster, well, I have some bummer news for you. One, you're a fan of Ticketmaster and Live Nation. Two, it's been ruled that you've held an illegal monopoly in the ticketing market
Yeah.
and you've lost your case.
So
A
yeah,
jury finds. Yeah,
we already knew that they had to settle and had to make some changes on the last court decision. But this just pretty much puts the nail in the coffin, which is like, no, we're officially defining these terms here legally, and yeah, we've agreed that this is the case, which is what everybody assumed what was the case. So now it's just a matter of time for that settlement to be dispersed, for this these changes that supposedly they agreed to make to actually happen. And maybe it'll be easier to buy tickets in the future. I don't know. We'll see.
I can't wait for my $36 coupon
Yeah, or check
for
for
a
like 30
limited
cents.
listing of
Yeah.
bands happening in my not so close area.
Right. Yeah, probably. Don't get your hopes up.
My favorite joke I saw online from this was that Live Nation Ticketmaster actually tried to change venues for this, but they couldn't because they owned all the venues.
That's very funny.
Uh, but what also is funny is new singles. Olivia
Sure.
Rodrigo dropped her new single, Drop Dead.
It's a weird segue, but I'll take it. Yeah, did you listen to this yet?
I did. It's pop, it's punk, it's a
Yeah,
bit rock.
yeah,
It's very Olivia Rodrigo, so it gives me
yeah.
good high hopes for this album.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I actually think it's kind of a departure a little bit for her because of how electronic it leans.
Mhm.
But that's exciting. And one of the most exciting things about Olivia is that she does kind of put all the genres that she likes into a blender every single time she does this. And I'm not surprised that she's trying something a little different, but here it is. And I also like how the production is so interesting and layered compared to what a lot of her contemporaries are doing. It doesn't sound like Chapel Roan. It doesn't sound quite like Taylor Swift. It doesn't sound quite like Sabrina Carpenter. She's kind of continuing to carve out her own kind of space, which is cool. Like, and yeah, you're right. It does give me a lot of faith that this new record is going to be at least interesting, if not great. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, just the first single is out right now. The rest of the album drops a bit later.
Yep.
Also dropping a bit later is another album, this one by Charlie XCX. The new album is a rock reinvention.
Yes, this is according to something she said herself during an interview with Vogue. It seems like that, yeah, she says that she was kind of feeling over the electronic sound, saying that the dance floor is dead and that she wanted to try something different. And so she is making a rock album. Sure, why not?
I mean, the season of Brat is over.
Yeah, Brat Summer is over apparently. And whatever this thing will be is going to be different. I'm am interested.
Rocktober.
Yeah, Rocktober. I'm interested, at least to see what a Charlie XCX rock record would even sound like. I can't wrap my mind around it. I'm also interested to hear who she ends up working with here. Like, I don't know. There's so many possibilities here.
We also have new music from Kacey Musgraves, as she's put out two singles over the past
Mhm.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
But she's not done, as she announced as a surprise performer for Coachella Weekend 2. So if you got Coachella Weekend 1, you're missing out on Kacey Musgraves.
And exciting for us who are on the Couchella train and get to watch this regardless. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
Now, this does mean that she is performing on Saturday, day 2, at the 3 p.m. slot, taking over for who was Jack White for the Weekend 1
Aha.
spot. And
Uh,
yes, when I saw that lineup, I thought, okay, I don't think this is actually Jack White, but turns out it was actually that Jack White
yeah.
at a
Yes.
3 p.m. slot.
You know what? He's been solo for a while. He's kind of more niche than he used to be. I mean, beyond apparently being musical guest on Saturday Night Live, but
Yes, the
like,
very niche Saturday Night Live.
you know what I mean, though, compared to the peak of the White Stripes. But like, yeah, like, that's not super surprising. But yeah, kind of a treat for people who want to see Casey and haven't seen her yet. So there you go.
It is a 3 p.m. slot. It is a very short slot. I think it's only like 50 minutes. She'll probably end up playing new music off her album,
I would bet.
as well as the hits, because you always
Yeah.
play the hits.
Looking forward to it for sure.
Yep. All right. And lastly, what we kind of led with and went all the way around with the music bit,
Yes.
just to get right back here. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has announced its inductees for the 2026 calendar year. We have Oasis, Phil Collins, Iron Maiden, Sade, Billy Idol, Wu-Tang Clan, and more. You just have and more here.
That was the headline. I looked, and I think the only name that list doesn't list is Luther Vandross. I think there might be one more.
Joy
Um,
Division slash
Joy
New
Division
Order.
slash New Order. So yeah, you get the idea though. Pretty strong list. I'd say that there's a good variety of genre represented here. Obviously, strong name recognition across the board. I believe this means that Phil Collins becomes a two-time because he's inducted already as a member of Genesis.
Yep.
So that's interesting. And yeah, cool to see the entirety of the Wu-Tang clan here. But yeah, interesting.
Wait,
Interesting
so this is
lineup.
all members of the Wu-Tang Clan?
I mean, if they're saying Wu-Tang clan, that's my assumption, right?
So they have
So
their entire wing dedicated to
yes,
the Wu-Tang Clan.
I guess so. So like the RZA, the GZA, Old Dirty Bastard, all of them.
All right. Well, while we await the September ceremony,
Mhm.
we already know that Iron Maiden will not appear at the ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've come out and said that they are grateful for being elected into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. However, their dedication to the fans trumps all other engagements. And because they are currently on their 50th anniversary tour,
Mhm.
and the date of the induction ceremony happens to fall on a date of an already scheduled event, Iron Maiden will not at least the currently touring members of Iron Maiden will
Mm,
not
mm.
be on hand to accept the induction.
And you know what?
There are other members, though.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Good for them in a certain, like from a certain perspective. I think that that shows their dedication to their touring schedule, shows dedication to their fans that they don't have to cancel any concerts. I think this is the right move ultimately. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
No, I mean, you only get inducted into the Hall of Fame once, unless you're Phil Collins,
Yeah,
twice.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's good that Iron Maiden is for the fans, of the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Uh, I think that's all we have for music bits then.
I think so.
Did you listen to anything?
Beyond that Olivia Rodrigo single, no.
All right. I listened to a couple new singles, and I did listen to an album.
Okay,
I listened to the new Midland song, Drinking Dark Whiskey. Hopefully, this means we get a new Midland album
maybe.
coming out. But, have dropped singles like about every 3 or 4 months now. So maybe it culminates into an album. But yeah, we're drinking dark whiskey now. And it's hard to say I like it, but it's very Midland.
Sure.
So I do
Yeah.
like it. Uh, and then we also had a new Willie Nelson album coming out with a new song titled "We'd Make a Good Movie." Sounds like a wedding dance song. Sounds like a really old, like slow country music wedding dance song. I could see it as that. I could also see this just like, oh, Willie Nelson. He's still out there making music.
There you go.
And lastly, in singles, someone finally took my advice and put Thomas Rhett in a pop album. Thomas and the Rhetts, and Marshmello have a new song together. Yes, that Marshmello, and yes, that Thomas Rhett have a new song out titled Where We Go.
Very weird.
Yes, but now is the time for country um, and DJ remixes. But there is an album that I did listen to titled Miranda vs. Arizona with the album called Big Smoke. And I think you might actually like this album.
Hmm.
Because the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, this is a very Matt album. It's a bit country. It's a bit more folky, a bit more like rock alternative,
Yeah.
but it has very strong, one, female presence in the rock and the solid and the vibes and the bass, but also it's got really good storytelling into it. It moves, it flows. I don't know if it's gonna be like something I'll go back to, but the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, Matt's gotta listen to this. Put it
All
on
right.
your other 200 backlog catalog and
Yeah, I'll
eventually
add it
get
to the
to
pile. Yeah.
Miranda and versus Arizona.
All right. I'll take a look.
This is relatively new band because
Hmm.
it's their first album. There's
Oh,
nothing
okay.
else listed for them. They
Cool.
have some singles and some EPs, but their first full album, it is 10 songs. It is just over 40 minutes. So, you get in, you get out. But I think for what it is, for like a first big album from a relatively new band, I was not disappointed in it. Did not make me turn it off. I actually listened to the whole album, which
Wow.
is, yeah, doesn't really happen all that, especially with new bands. And also, they kind of got me because I thought this was a spin-off Miranda Lambert album.
Yeah, it's a confusing name because if you have one association with the name Miranda, it's either
Yes,
Miranda Lambert or Sex in the City. So,
right. But it's Miranda versus Arizona.
yeah, that's a very confusing name.
All right. Well, so speaking of, how big is your back catalog right now?
It's roaming. I'm not quite to 200 yet, but
Okay.
it's nearing. I think it's 180 something.
All right. Well then, let's move on into video games, where we start with new releases, including Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blood Punch for everything. Wide release. You got it. You can play it.
I'm gonna give
Why do you
you
have this if you
I'm
can
gonna
play it?
I'm gonna give you one guess about which day this week that game comes out.
I assume it's a Monday release.
It is indeed. Why would that be, you think?
Oh, because it is the 20th day of the
Yes,
month
of
of the
April. Yeah.
of the
Uh-huh.
fourth month of the year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yes, the
Thank you.
20th day of the fourth month, where
Literally
everyone
the
celebrates it.
it's that's such an obvious joke that to the point to the point where where I get the video game new releases,
Hmm.
Metacritic literally had in parentheses like obviously next to
Obviously.
April 20th. Like, yeah, even they know.
Yes. We also have Masters of Albion for the PC, Kiln for the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, and your two big releases. First up, Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wildcard from
Yes.
Vampire Survivors.
Yes, if you wanted Vampire Survivors, but it's a deck builder, well, they did that, and this is that. So, yeah, it incorporates a lot of the characters and enemies from Vampire Survivors, as well as the same kind of roguelike flow, but it's completely different kind of game. So, I don't know. Check it out if that sounds appealing.
That's for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch. But your really double A big release from Capcom is Pragmata for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch too. It's coming out on everything. I may be talking about this in a bit.
Yeah, I I'm curious about that.
Well, before we get to Pragmata, let's go
Yes.
into video game news, where we're talking about the BAFTAs in video games because it's a crossover, kind of. All right. So
Yeah.
Claire Obscura, Expedition 33, won Best Game at the 2026 BAFTA Game Awards in a ceremony that saw a broad spread of titles honored. In total, the Sandfall RPG won three of its 12 nominations, including Debut Game and Performer in a leading role for Jennifer English.
Yep.
Dispatch, the debut hero superhero narrative from Ad Hoc, also won three BAFTA awards for animation, audio achievement, and performer in a supporting role for Jeffrey Wright. Yeah, that Jeffrey Wright. Indie puzzle game Blueprints won the Game Design Award, while Rebellion's Atomfall won Best British Game.
British.
PlayStation picked up three awards for Artistic Achievement for Death Stranding 2, Technical Achievement for Ghost of Yotai, and Music for Ghost of Yotai. I believe this does conclude all the awards Claire Obscura can now win, right? I feel like it's took pretty much everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't super surprising to see it here. I mean, France is just next door after all. Yeah, so like, yeah, sure. Usual suspects here. Not super surprising. I just like mentioning this one because it was a slow week in video game news. And then two, because it's really cool that the BAFTA's organization awards video games as well. Like it puts them on such a like a higher level. It would be like if the Motion Picture Academy here was also like, we do a separate thing for video games. Like that would be crazy. And that's kind of it's so it's cool. I like to shout out that the BAFTAs do this.
Do we want the SAG Awards of video games then? Because they're
Yeah,
acting.
yeah. Mm. Yeah, there's acting there. There's acting in video games. You could have a whole separate category or separate award ceremony at this point. How much acting has to be in video games, but
There should be a Grammy for OSTs.
I mean, they're close to having that. They do have written for interactive media now, so but yeah,
Yeah, but interactive media is such a broad
it
term.
is. I think that's why they did it that way.
Yes, the umbrella category and the
Right.
rest.
And the rest.
All right. So did you play anything?
A little bit more Pokemon Champions. I got to the Great Ball League. So I moved out of Pokeball, but like beyond that, I've definitely slowed on it
Hmm.
because I got to that point where I'm like, yeah, okay, I kind of seen everything now. Like I've seen every team looks pretty much the same because everybody's just borrowing the same Pokemon. And so this might be something that I cool on until they do like an update where they introduce some new stuff. I think that this might be one of those bumpy free to play where I check in every once in a while kind of things.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I checked out
Yeah.
of Pokemon Champions because
Yeah.
I knew it would very quickly get to a meta where everyone's playing the same team's roulette style. Also, I didn't really have a connection with my Pokemon because they're just pretty much given to me, and I'm not like I'm training them through gym battles, through adventures. So I have more connection to like the game Pokemon than I do with the Pokemon champions that they just give me. I need that connection.
No, I get it. And yeah, like everything you said last week is totally fair. Like I was a little hot on it, more hot on it than you were. I still really like it as a foundation, but again, foundation is the key word. And this is going to be something that will eventually become amazing, but this is just the beginning.
All right. Speaking of something that is just the beginning,
Hmm.
Capcom hopes their new IP will be the beginning of something special, and they might
Yes.
be onto something with Pragmata.
I'm curious, did you purchase this?
Not yet because I haven't actually had time to sit down and play it, but the demo was out.
Ah, the
So I
demo.
did play
Okay.
the demo through,
Cool.
and I got pretty much a good idea of what it is, and it's leading me to actually purchase this game, and I will. I just need time to like
Okay.
actually sit down and play it because a lot
Cool.
of TV wrapped up, so I was busy with that at night, and then go to sleep and do other stuff in my life, which not really relevant here, has prevented me from playing. Plus, it only came out on Thursday, but I will get to it like actually person like and buy it and like download it and play it. But Pragmata, the demo's out. If you're very cautious about this game, much like I was going to it, play the demo. It's either going to turn you onto it or turn you off of it because it's as everyone's described it and I've seen, it's a video ass video game and it plays like a video ass video game. You have your objectives. You have your basic gun fight. Your guns don't run out, well, will run out of ammo, but they'll automatically refill. So you don't have to go around like picking up clips. You don't have to pick up ammo. You don't have to worry about that as much. But what you do have to worry about is while you're shooting and while you're aiming, there's a separate minigame that constantly happens where you're trying to break the code of the enemy you're fighting against, the generative computer AI enemy, because everyone in this moon base that you're on is in artificial intelligence. And you can break the code from your companion and it'll weaken them, it'll stun them, and allow you to get off better shots and weaken
Mm,
their defenses.
yeah.
But you can also, like, while you're aiming, shoot, 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 move stuff around. So it's a lot of multi-dexterous events going on at the same time,
Yeah.
but the stylistic of it is really smooth, really clean. It may seem a lot of chaos at first, but after you get through the first couple of enemies, you're like, okay, I get more or less what I have to do here, and it just comes easier and easier and easier the further you progress. There's also different upgrades that you'll get along the way that'll help you defeat your enemies more easily, help you stun them more easily. Different types of guns scattered throughout the moon base to help you defeat them, help you get to your goals more quickly. And the bond between your main character Hugh and Diana, your companion, your AI companion here, really works. It's got that like father-daughter kind of companion, but not in a I'm a dad like oof hard dad like you've seen in like God of War or like
Right.
in
Yeah.
Last of Us, but more of like a fun. I'm just here for the mission. I'm here to get my job done. You're gonna help me, and we're gonna have some fun along the way. So they're joking and they're bantering through the whole thing, and it's a nice, refreshing take on it, and not like I'm focused on this. You're just an objective. So it's fun to see like a different version of that kind of companionship in a video game.
Yeah.
And the whole way you're going through this, it's give and take. It a lot reminds me a lot of BioShock 2, where you feel like a big daddy uh kind of hero going around with your little sister climbing on your back, getting in, not getting away, but helping you defeat the enemies, picking up stuff. But at the same time, it definitely feels like a fresher retake on that kind of dynamic, but with a lot of additional sci-fi elements of it set in
Hmm.
space. There's a really big AI component to it. And from where the story's going, I can definitely feel that it's going to go to a, is this AI companion, do I have enough feelings toward it to where I need to make a sacrifice
Hmm.
or not? Because you're just still a computer program. But you go on this huge journey, make you like, is it worth it or not?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I thought it was interesting seeing that the dad game discourse kind of came back up after
Hmm.
this game's release and the reactions to the reviews. I do get why there's this backlash there because I do think I agree with them to a certain extent that there probably is dad game what do you call it? Like fatigue
Yeah.
from like the God of War stuff and The Last of Us especially. I get that, but like at the same time though, what you're pitching is an actually it sounds more nuanced than
Hmm.
a lot of those games do, and I do think that having that kind of sci-fi side to it, as you said, does kind of distinguish it and does make it stand apart. And so, yeah, I don't really understand why that was a lot of people's gut reaction to this game being reviewed well. I do think, though, from a gameplay perspective, like you said, balancing the different elements of hacking and attacking, you could say.
Yes.
I don't know if they've already said that or if I just made that up. I don't know. But yeah, like I feel like that's an interesting hook, and I'm glad that it's working for you because from the first footage they showed of this game, I was like, oh, okay, and like I immediately was like, okay, they got an idea here, and like that's so rare with video games, and let's give it up to Capcom. They seem like they're on a roll right now between the Resident Evil remakes that they've been doing. The new Resident Evil Requiem also was reviewed well, and now with a new IP in 2026, it's like, congratulations, guys! They're figuring it out over there. They look great.
A lot of what I'm feeling for this game is a lot of what I felt for with Horizon Zero Dawn when I played it,
Mm,
where I was
okay.
well, I've seen the trailers, I watched it, I got a little bit interested, but not like totally invested into it
Yeah.
until I actually sat down and played it. Then
Right.
I got hooked. I feel the same thing here with Pragmata. Not giving it a one-to-one to where it's going to be as good and as relevant as Horizon Zero Dawn, but I do have that same like gut reaction to, oh, this is something that I will be interested in. This is
I
something
do.
that kind of
Yeah.
speaks to me more than I thought it might.
And reading the reviews, it seemed like you were not the only one with that sentiment because like a lot of people did say like it was sitting down with the final product and being like, "Oh, okay, this is this flow. This is like getting into this like into the way that they want you to play the game and getting into the gameplay like that is what convinced them." So, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think if it was very gun heavy, then
Mm.
I would probably be more turned off of it. But
Yeah.
because it adds the puzzle element with it, in the middle of the gunplay, it keeps you on your toes. It keeps it very active, and it's definitely something that's like, oh, I have to be aware of my surroundings. I have to be aware of what's on me, and I have to be aware of what is happening with the hacking while it's going, because you will lose life. You will like, you can't, you will like die and pass out, but it's not the Souls like where I have to repeatedly beat this boss over and over and over again until I memorize move patterns. When I just have to get faster at doing my button presses. I just have to get faster at doing my
Yeah.
my mini game,
Yeah. Yeah,
my
no, it's cool.
unlock.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like maybe BioShock in that way, where like there
Yeah,
were
BioShock 2.
like yeah, BioShock 2 comes to mind, where it's like, oh, we're gonna interact the constant action with some a little bit of more puzzle elements, especially you even said Big
Mhm.
Daddy.
Yep.
So at one point, so yeah, there's a lot. It's the kind of game that they don't make anymore, which makes it interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a companion game, and like I said, I will buy it. I will play through it. I definitely will beat it because I'm very interested in where the story's going to go from that.
Sure.
If you, like I said, if you are at all hesitant, there is a demo out and you
That's
can
cool.
play the demo.
Yeah. Good to know.
All right.
All right.
Well, that'll do it for video games, which means we can move on then into television. And we start
Yes.
television with the Sports Corner. And last week we left off with Rory McIlroy in a heated chase. Well, actually, he was pulling away from everyone at the Masters tournament.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, the monkey came back to bite him. And over the last 2 days of the tournament, Rory shot even. He was down one. It was no, he was plus one in his shot in the third day, and then ended up being minus one in the fourth day. So overall, he broke even. He started with a 12 shot lead. He ended with a 12 shot lead.
Hmm.
And it turns out that was just enough because Rory McIlroy won the Masters tournament back to back.
Yes.
He becomes only the fourth golfer ever to win the event in consecutive years, joining Jack Nicklaus, who did it in 65 and 66, Nick Faldo, who did it in 89 and 90, and Rory's own hero, Tiger Woods, who did it back in '01 and '02. Congratulations, Rory McIlroy. You've, I want to say finally climbed the mountain because you kind of did that last year, but
Hmm.
now you are more or less on par with your hero, Tiger Woods. And
On
you,
par.
yes, should be the new face of the PGA going forward because Live
Yeah.
Golf is dying, in case you didn't see this past weekend.
Good news. Yeah, no, like it's cool to see him go back to back. It seems like he's a pretty good guy. I have no problem with that. And yeah, it's kind of interesting timing that this kind of coincides with yet another moment in which Tiger Woods' legacy is kind of being tarnished. And so it's kind of nice to have somebody else we can hold up as like the current like legend of golf. Because yeah, turns out they're not all perfect.
No, but this does mean Rory gets to plan a second dinner next year.
Mm.
And there's
Delicious.
already, well, yes, there's already memes going around of him just ordering Domino's because he was mic'd up on the course and they're just talking about pizza, what they order from Domino's.
Yes, one of us.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I like Domino's. I just get a bit of everything." And so Domino's, after he won, Domino's put out a tweet saying, "Hey, for your dinner next year, we'll hook you up."
Nice, nice.
Uh,
I would
But
do.
hey, that's next year's
I want
edition.
to see some pineapple and olive with the stuffed crust. It's
A
my
little
move.
salty, a little sweet, a little cheesy.
Yeah, that's my move. That's my
Yeah.
then mine go to lately. Mm, so good. Anyway.
I'm sure he just offended a lot of people just now.
Oh no, I know I'm not popular with the pineapple on pizza thing, but I own it.
I mean,
Like
the
I think
pineapple and olives.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that people would probably think that that would be disgusting. But I tried it once upon a recommendation and it changed my life. I was like, this is what I want on a pizza now.
I think what I don't want is just a supreme with just a smattering of olives. If I want
Mhm.
olives on my pizza, I'm gonna go all in on olives on a pizza.
Yeah, all in on olives
Yeah.
is the way to do it, I think.
All right.
Anyway.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about pizza. We're here to talk
Oh
about
man, what if? Should do a
sports.
pizza podcast.
We could.
Call it every pizza is a personal pizza if you try hard enough.
Yes, that'd be our slogan, just personal pizza.
Personal pizza podcast, triple
Personal
P.
pizza podcast.
Ooh,
And
that's
then the slogan
good.
is
I
every
hope that's
pizza's
not
a personal
taken.
pizza
I'm sure
if
that's
you try hard
taken.
enough.
Right? Like I think that's taken. Anyways,
It's always
moving
just
on.
just us having a pizza, shoot, just shoot the shit.
You know,
New heights version.
you know, if we lived together, that would have already happened. Like we would be
You
doing that
know,
every
we did live
Friday.
together and it did happen.
No, I know if we still did, is what I'm saying. Like we would be doing that currently, and we'd have like Friday podcasts with pizzas. Just saying.
Yes.
Anyway,
Anyways, back to sports, where we would also talk about on that hypothetical podcast.
yes, yes.
It is draft month for the NFL. your Kevin Costners are right around the corner as Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday. The 101 pick from the Raiders, who still haven't traded it away, will be made in Pittsburgh. And maybe Aaron Rodgers will say whether he's staying in Pittsburgh for another year or not.
Maybe.
But yeah, draft day is here. Hopefully, nothing crazy happens. But then again, I do hope something crazy happens.
Yeah, we always do. You always want to hope for some interesting stuff.
Yep. And while that draft will be happening this upcoming week, this past week we had the WNBA draft.
Yes, we did.
And Ozzy Fudd is your
Good
101
name.
pick in this year's WNBA draft as she joins former UConn teammate and last year's 101 pick, Paige Beckers, to the Dallas Wings,
Hmm.
which is one, delicious. Two,
Hmm.
congratulations on being with your teammate, but also this does mean that getting the 101 back to back means you're not on a really good team.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say this now so that I have receipts. But I mentioned that Christy was interested in getting into the NBA. Well, I saw that the WNBA actually starts like later this like next month in May.
Hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get into the WNBA. That's going to be my intro into basketball. Like, I'm not going to start with the guys. I want to start with the girls. I want to see what they do because I feel like that league is heating up. I think this is the perfect time. I just need a team. Should I just root for the LA team, or is there a team out there that fits my needs?
Well, I'm glad you asked because there's actually two new teams who
There is. That's
joined
true.
this year.
Yes, I heard this.
We have the Toronto Tempo
That's a good
who
name.
joined. And then we have I think it's the Connecticut Sun who joined as well.
Interesting to have a NBA name.
Yeah, the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
the
is it?
Suns are taken, but
I guess the
yes.
Suns are taken, but I guess it's because they're singular. It's okay.
Yep.
That's funny. Okay. I don't know if I want a new team though. Like, I don't know. I might have to do some research.
All right. Chicago Sky is also usually good.
That's a good name.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with Seattle Storm.
Oh, that's a good name too. All the Seattle teams have great names. What's up with that?
They also have good color schemes too.
Yeah, they all do, right? It's all that green, all those greens, which is very
It,
appealing.
it's it's the teams trying to pull you to Seattle, and you know it.
Yeah, I know. They always do. I'm always, that's the thing about Seattle teams is I'm always kind of interested in them. Like the Mariners are fascinating, the Seahawks are fascinating. It's too bad they don't have an NBA team anymore, but maybe
Yet
will.
they
Yeah,
will.
maybe will. Again, which is exciting. But yeah, that's maybe an idea. I might have to look at that. Anyway,
I'm sorry, it's the Portland Fire who are the new teams. I thought they were already a team. But yeah,
whoa,
Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo are your two new teams joining this year.
wow. Okay, good to know.
All right. But yeah, while we're talking about the
Yeah.
WNBA, your current national champions for women's basketball, UCLA, sends four of their players within the top five
Wow.
uh, of of overall picks. Sorry, no, that's not five. Sends four in the top 10 of picks. Top
Pretty
10
good.
picks, four of them were from UCLA. And all five of them, all five starters, went within the first round.
Wow.
So
Pretty good.
kind of makes sense why they
Yeah.
won the national championship over UConn. But Ozzy Fudd of UConn still ended up winning the personal award of going 101 overall.
Great.
Over in the NBA, the men's league,
Yeah.
I guess called the MNBA, the men's league.
They should just rename everything with men's in front of it.
We have the Los Angeles Lakers guard, Luka Doncic, and Detroit Pistons guard, Cade Cunningham. Both will be eligible for end of season awards after the NBA and NBA Players Association agreed on Thursday that both would be allowed to bypass the 65 game threshold for eligibility requirements. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, how Luca got seriously injured and would be questionable of receiving those end of the year awards. Turns out the Players Association and the NBA agree with that sentiment.
All right.
This does mean that why have a game threshold if you're going to ignore the game
If
threshold?
you're gonna make exceptions, yeah,
Yes.
you're not wrong.
It then tends to go towards minutes played, and it probably should be minutes played over the course of a season. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see who will be winning those awards a little bit later. But we have playoffs to talk about.
Playoffs.
And yes, the play-in playoff berth games have started. Uh, Started last night as of this recording, and the Magic and the Clippers eliminated from playoff contention.
Dang.
Womp womp. Instead, they lost their out. They can no longer continue. But yeah, the playoffs will officially begin on April 18th, which is Saturday, this upcoming weekend.
It's literally tomorrow as we're recording this.
Yeah, and there's some teams playing right now for those last couple of spots. So we'll see who gets in, who gets out, and who goes home crying.
Okay.
But we have the other side of the playoffs, the NHL, and the brackets are set. We've got your Avalanche taking on the Kings, the Stars versus the Wild, the Golden Knights versus the Mammoth in their inaugural eh, named season,
Yeah,
because they used to be the Utah Hockey Club.
right.
And lastly, the Oilers versus the Ducks.
You are so mad that they made it to the playoffs, aren't you?
I was hoping to kick them out of the playoffs, yes.
I got an email when it happened. I guess since I'm on the Angels like email list, I get Ducks emails too. I don't really know how that happened,
Or you
but
signed
yeah,
up and you went to a game that one
maybe.
time.
I guess so. Or I entered a sweepstakes once. I don't know. But yeah, like yeah, so I'm getting emails now about like we made the playoffs. I'm like, okay.
I still get emails from UCLA because I purchased tickets to a football game through my
Hmm.
email, and then I get announcements whenever like something big at UCLA happens, like them
Oh,
winning the
okay.
national title.
I guess that makes sense too, because I went to a Long Beach State baseball game a couple of seasons ago, and now I get their emails constantly too. So yeah.
But over on the Eastern Conference for the NHL, we have the Sabres versus the Bruins, the Lightning versus the Canadiens, the Hurricanes versus the Senators, and the Penguins versus the Flyers.
All right.
Those games start this weekend as well, and they will make their way over to the Stanley Cup eventually.
Yep.
Usually happens in June. All right. And I believe that is it. Oh, I'm sorry. How could I forget? Baseball is still going on.
No big news, I don't think, in the league this week. I think the only notable thing that happened was that there was yet another brawl. I think it was the Giants and the who were the Giants against?
Everyone.
Right, pretty much. Yeah, I wasn't watching that one, but I heard that had happened. But I don't know the details. And then also, Trout and Judge went ham in the Angels Yankee series last week and set a bunch of wild Yankee Stadium records.
Hmm.
Trout himself now, after homering 5 times in a single series, there is now the only player in MLB history to do that at Yankee Stadium, which is incredible. It's also apparently
Well,
the only
only
time,
player not on the
yeah,
Yankees to do
right, not
that.
on the Yankees do it. And also, I think they said it was also the first time that two opposing former MVPs have hit that many home runs or something like that in a
Yes,
series.
it was multi MVP award winners
Yeah.
hitting multi home runs in the same game.
And if you're not a baseball fan, you're probably listening to all this and being like, wow, they just make up stats in baseball, don't they? And yes, yes, they do. And I love it.
Yes, sometimes they're very, very specific
Very
stats,
specific.
especially when you're talking with Otani.
Yeah, it's like that's a lot of specific stats there. But I really think the message to all this is I think anybody asking, is Trout back? You can officially say, oh, yeah, Trout is back. I think that we can pretty much. I kept hesitating about it, like because we're so early in the season. But after that series, I'm like, no, I think we have to say it now. It's now legal to say that Trout is back.
Now, I can't confirm if Aaron Judge or Mike Trout listened to this podcast, but I do know that last week I put everyone on the MLB on blast for who
Yes, you
was
did.
the home run leader.
Right.
And
They
now
want that.
Aaron Judge is your
They
current
want
home
it.
run leader
You
with
can't.
8.
You see, you can't want it for them.
Uh,
They have to want it, but you can encourage them, and that's
yes.
what you did. So
Yes,
thank you.
Aaron Judge currently sits atop, tied at the top with Jordan Walker at 8. Mike Trout, Jordan Alvarez, and
Hmm.
Brandon Lowe sit just
Hmm.
below them, tied with 7 home runs.
Yep.
And
Pretty elite company there. So
amazing
yeah.
what one week can do.
Right, isn't it? So yeah, baseball continues, and I'll continue enjoying it.
Yep. Also, someone named Andy Pages on the Dodgers is currently leading in league average hits and
Pajes.
RBIs.
It's Pajes. His name is not Pages. As much
Oh,
as
it's Pages.
I'd love to if that was how you pronounce it, but no, it's Pajes.
That's because I don't watch the Dodgers, but yes, he's Pages.
Turn the pie. All right, let's move on.
All right.
Is that it for
Uh,
sports?
unless I can mention WrestleMania this weekend.
No. Moving
Okay.
on. Especially not anymore. Let's talk about television news. And our television news story is about something that's near and dear to your heart. Avatar, not that one, the Airbender one. We knew that there's an upcoming animated Airbender feature on its way, but some of us have seen it before others. More than 3 minutes of footage from the upcoming Avatar: Aang the Last Avatar Airbender movie seems to have leaked online, months ahead of its official premiere on Paramount Plus. Twitter user at I'm still dissin', gonna let that one sit for a second,
Yep.
said Nickelodeon accidentally emailed them the full film and posted 2 scenes from the project. Avatar: Aang the Last Airbender is currently slated to premiere on Paramount Plus on October 9th, 2026, after ditching a theatrical release last year. Nickelodeon and Paramount have yet to show any official look at the movie itself, but these recent leaks have already spoiled some surprises. The film was first announced back in 2024 and is expected to be the first in a trio of animated films set in the beloved cartoon franchise.
Yes, it was everywhere, at least in word my feeds,
Yeah, in your
saying that it's
circles.
here, it's online, it was up, people watched it, it looked polished, voice actors were crisp. I mean, considering this movie was supposed to come out last year, yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of see that it's supposed to be more or less complete and done,
you'd think it
but
was
I
done.
don't know how this person got their hands on a copy from a random email from it.
Yeah,
Uh,
unless there's some
but
sort of internal actor there who was trying to fudge something,
mhm,
or if there was just a mistake, like that it could have been like just simple mistake. I don't know.
yeah. Uh, but it was there. It is online. You can, if you so choose, go out and watch it before its official release,
Yeah, you can do
especially if
that.
you don't want to support Paramount Plus. I'm not encouraging you to go out and do this. I'm just
You
saying
could
that
do that.
there are now alternate ways to where you can no longer support Paramount should you choose to.
Yeah.
This is your unofficial PSA that Paramount Plus no longer needs to be purchased if you're that interested in Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender.
I want to make very clear that the Media Boat podcast, for legal reasons, that the Media Boat podcast does not support piracy in any form. Thank you very much.
I didn't, those words did not come out of my mouth.
I said legally, I have to say that. That's all.
I,
That's all I'm saying.
I said nothing about the pirate sort.
Anyway,
Anyways, did you watch anything?
we're still going on Survivor. We're still going on Reggie Dinkins. But nothing really new to mention. So no.
No, wait, Reggie, I saw Reggie Dinkins hit 10 episodes.
Yes.
Is that it?
Um, the tone of that episode seemed to suggest that that might be it for the first season. I don't know how many episodes was ordered. It
Right.
definitely feels like the way that they written it was just in case there's only 10 episodes in this season. Though there is a hook at the end that suggests that they do already have a next plot to go down, if necessary. So hopefully we'll get more of that show because I really, really, really like it.
I mean, we did know it was already picked up for a season two, but
Yeah.
did they pick up more episodes for season
Yeah.
one?
I don't
I
know. It's
didn't
so
see
weird
that.
for a yeah, it would be weird for a network show to have 10 episodes in its season 1. Not that it hasn't happened before. I recently started a Brooklyn Nine-Nine rewatch and I didn't remember that first season only having 9 episodes, but it does, which is wild. So,
Maybe it's because
yeah.
this premiered on the back half of the season,
Maybe it was
and
like
it
a
wasn't
mid-season replacement situation and so they were like, "Oh, well,
yeah, it wasn't a
another show's
fall
going to come
order.
in and then we'll just do a proper season 2 maybe." So,
Right,
maybe
because
that's
this
it.
wasn't a fall order where you got
All
the
right.
full 20-week stretch that you normally
Yeah.
would.
So that's possible.
All right. Well, I
Yes.
watched a couple of stuff that ended.
Yes, you did.
All right. So I did end up sticking with DTF St. Louis for its entire run.
Yeah, was it worth it?
Yes and no. It
No,
ended up being more of a mystery
I was gonna
than,
say I'm not gonna let you sit on the fence here. Choose you have to choose a side here.
okay, no, then. Because it lends itself to more of a mystery than it actually needs to be,
Fair.
especially because after it ended and everything was laid out on the table, I went back and watched the first episode of see like what was the initial like prognosis for this murder and how do we get through looking through everything. Turns out it was more or less correct the first guess.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, was this really then a waste of time because you had it right the first time? Or is it more just going along the lines of just proving that you were right the first time? Uh, so it kind of goes back and forth. A lot of it is purposely misleading of where it stops, where the camera lingers, where it um the stylistic choices are being made in the narrative to where it really wants you to think one way, but the truth is actually a complete different way. But there's so many misdirects that it's not appetizing, especially if you go back to and watch it through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not worth it might be worth a single run through, but it's definitely not something that's going to stick on your mind, and that's something
No.
you're going to think about even after the credits roll.
Kind of like just cotton candy. It just kind of dissolves.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a good metaphor for it.
Thank you.
All right. Uh, I also finished The Pit, also on
Yes.
HBO Max or
People were
HBO
going
and HBO Max.
crazy about that finale on Blue Sky. Like they were like, just hand Noah Wiley the Emmys again now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said it when it came on. Strong contender for number one.
Oh yeah.
Still and strong.
It's up there.
15 weeks later.
There you go.
It goes through all this whole season, went through a lot of different emotions, a lot of different storylines. I like that it focused a lot more on the nurses. It focused a lot more on not just what happens internally within the hospital, but how the hospital connects externally to other hospitals, to government, to payment, to mental health, to everything that happens outside of what you see within these walls. That it while it does like affect the doctors, it also affects everyone else and it's branched out. And it's good to see in this season compared to the first season.
Mhm.
And some of the storylines, even though they're quick, very impactful. Some of them are just hit you so hard into what's going on, not just within current society, but also that this stuff that does happen on a day-to-day basis in an
Mhm.
ER. and not just single year, around the country. And it's such a microscopic cosm of kind of everything that happens in chaos, but expanded upon into all ERs, all doctors and facilities. So
Hmm.
continues to be the best thing on television. I know right now it's between that and Gold Zone for my top slot, but the way Gold Zone presented itself, I
Yeah,
think the Pit is gonna sit higher now for now.
it's a weaker year for Gold Zone. However, Reggie Dinkins is shooting for that top spot too. I think we might have an argument coming. And also, there's the possibility of the studio hitting by the end of the year. So we'll see.
I think Reggie Dickens might come up into my top five because
It'll be
I
in my
got the
top five for
doctor to
sure.
watch it and
Yeah,
she likes it.
there you go.
Doesn't like
See,
a whole lot of stuff.
I think it will definitely be in my top five, if not near the top. So
Right.
far, strong contender.
Not sure where it's going to end up, but yeah, we'll get to that at the end. Um, let's see. Also ended is Scrubs,
Yep.
the reboot.
Yeah. I mean, yes, obviously Scrubs itself ended a long time ago, but you mean the first season of this reboot, yes.
Yes. Uh, a different kind of Doctor Show compared to The Pit. A little bit more um, personal amongst the characters, a little bit more expanding in the knowledge, a little bit more welcoming of new people who maybe didn't watch the original Scrubs, who are just coming into it, just this one. Definitely also makes you want to go back and watch the original one. I think it is still as good. Bill Lawrence, great writer, um, bringing in a established team here to the Scrubs universe, helping bring in a lot of familiar faces, but also doing a good job establishing a lot of the new faces as well. I think it does tend to hold on to the crutch of the three main doctors from the original series a little bit too much, so it's hard to tell like
Mhm.
if it's their series or if it's the newcomers series as much.
Yeah.
It walks that fine line, making them like co-equal, but it does feel like the three original returning cast members are just a bit above it than everyone else, if ever slightly, because they do mentor, and so there's a constant interaction with the new cast. But yeah, it's there. It's short. This one is only
Yeah.
9 episodes. It's palatable, and I do believe we are getting a second season from uh this version as well.
Okay.
And I know you have nothing to say about it.
No, I don't. I'm not interested in watching this. I'm probably not going to. But I'm
All right.
glad that at least for it serves its purpose and is good enough for you to want more of it.
Yeah. Well then, can I interest you in a Netflix game show?
Maybe.
$1 Million Secret is back for a second season. Our contestants are brought to this lavish manor where they could partake in games, mistrusting, as well as trying to find out who among them is the secret millionaire. Now, we, the audience, know who the secret millionaire is, so we're not playing against them. But at the same time, I think it kind of loses its charm because, unlike the traders, where we know who the traders are, there's no further interaction with the millionaire because the millionaire is trying to win the games as well. The millionaire is trying to not sabotage everything. They're trying to
Mhm.
complete secret agendas, but sometimes the agendas can be very obvious when you're looking for it. So obvious, in fact, that they kind of get it right out the gate. So it's not a really well done show if you're that good. If you're random selection of nobodies are able to figure out who among them is a secret millionaire right off the bat. So I just think that it's not one of the better Netflix shows. They get a second season, so there's a first season you can go back and watch. But it's okay if you're not into this one because it's not as good as the other Netflix game shows that are out there.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
All right. Well, that's all I watched, And if
All
you've
right.
got nothing else, then we can go to cancellations and renewals.
Let's do it.
What am I
Cancellation
no
and renewals.
longer watching?
Yes, I wasn't sure if you're going to do it or not, so I was like, do I have to prompt him again? Um, First up, Peacock has canceled the Copenhagen test after just one season. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
watched this. It kind of lends itself to be more in a second season. Guess they didn't want to do it. Just kind of losing that
Mm,
openness then.
yeah, I guess so. And next up, FX bringing back Welcome to Wrexham for three more seasons, which will bring it to season 8 in total.
Guess Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney
Still
continue
going.
to make that FX money.
Yeah. Next up, will ABC renew? Wait, I messed up the joke. No,
Will
it was
Trent
supposed to
stay
be,
at
yeah.
ABC?
Will Trent still have a show on ABC? There it is.
Yes.
Yes, Will Trent will return for a fifth season. Dang it. I was so close. Uh,
You were thinking about that for a very long time, and you just messed up right out the
yeah,
gate.
I just overshot it. Wild pitch. Um, ABC is also bringing back The Rookie for a ninth season,
No
keeping
longer
Nathan
a
Fillion in
rookie.
business. Yes. No longer a rookie, but hey. Peacock is also bringing back The Burbs for a second season. Young Sherlock will return for a second season on Prime Video. The Madison will get a second season on Paramount Plus. From, that's it. That's the whole name of this show. From will get a fifth season on MGM Plus, but it will be its last. And then CBS is bringing back a pair of shows. Harlan Coben's Final Twist. The twist is a second season. And Beyond the Gates will get two more seasons, which will bring the total to 4. All right, that's it for cancellations and renewals. A couple of deaths we have to mention real briefly here. First up, Dawn Schlitz, a 73-year-old songwriter. The Gambler, Forever and Always, Amen. Forever and Always, Amen is the name of that song. And When You Say Nothing at All, often worked closely with Alan Jackson.
Yep.
Um, yes.
And Kenny Rogers with The
And
Gambler.
Kenny Rogers, yes. All right. Moving on, we also have a death in the Angels baseball family. Garrett Anderson, unfortunately, at a young age of 53, passed just, I guess, this earlier today, according to the family when they announced it. Of course, was a member of the Angels during the 2002 World Series winning season, as well as several years in and around that. He's also, owns several records, team records for the franchise. Worked with the team in many capacities over the years after his tenure there. Was even at one point, I believe, considered for the management role.
Mhm.
So yeah, he was kind of circling around the Angels for the rest of his career, and it's very sad to see him go so young. This is an Angels legend, unfortunately, that we're losing.
Yeah, like I said, this happened today. At least the
Yeah.
news broke today. I think it happened last night.
Okay.
But just hearts go out to Angels. We're not abashedly fans of the Angels, especially
Right. Yeah.
World Series here,
If
local
you
team.
watch this show, you figured that out by now.
Oh, come on. I didn't bash the Dodgers like 20 minutes ago.
It's like, wait, they talk about Mike Trout an awful lot. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I expect tributes
Oh
outside
yeah,
Angel Stadium the rest of the year.
tonight's game especially, I'm sure it's there is they actually return home tonight, so
Yep.
there'll be something at the home game, I'm sure.
So there's something on home plate right now if there isn't already.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
that game starts in like half an hour here from.
Soon. Yeah, when we finish this show, we'll be
Yep.
able to see that. All right, let's move on then and try to finish the show and go into the
Uh,
last segment of the show,
our
which is
longest section
movies.
here.
Well, I have a strategy. I'll tell you in a second. But before we get to the strategy, the first thing we do in the movies section is talk about the weekend box office numbers. And
Oh,
for
so
once, I get a
close.
win. Thank you. Your number one movie is still the Super Mario Galaxy movie because it made $68 million, which is north of that 60 number. So I'm back above 500 again. Thank you very
Hmm.
much. And your number two is Project Hail Mary, making 24 million this week. That's at 256. Number three, The Drama, with another 8.7. That's at 30. Number four, You, Me, and Tuscany, and Dupree, no, made $7.7 million dollars in its debut this weekend. And rounding out your top five, Hoppers, number five, $4.1 million, dollars, making its total right now domestic 157. If you're wondering about the other two debuts, your BTS concert film did indeed disappoint. Again, probably based on limited engagement numbers. BTS World Tour Aang only made $2.4 million dollars and is at number six. Then way down number 18, that Hamlet film only made $185,000.
Riz
Brutal.
Ahmed, a leading man, you are not.
No. All right. Next up, this week, your new releases, a couple options this week. You have Anne Hathaway is a pop star in Mother Mary. That's all I know about that movie. And
That's
then
all I know about that movie, too.
And then we also have four kids walk into a bank, which sounds like set up for a joke, but it's also a movie.
Uh, it is a movie. Yes, it's a comedy mystery starring Liam Neeson.
I'm gonna say, what is this? The AOSL? Because all I'm seeing are softballs thrown from every movie studio. Super Mario will be your movie again, hands down.
Well, Four Kids Walk to a Bank is from MGM of
Yeah.
Amazon.
So,
So it's probably going straight to Amazon.
yeah, no, I don't think either of these movies are number one. I think Mario does it again. But of course, we have to choose a number. I believe it's my turn this week.
Yeah. There's
So,
that Lorne bio documentary out,
yeah, I
but
don't think
I
that's
don't,
wide.
that's not
Yeah,
wide.
that's not wide. So yeah, I don't know. Do we just say 30?
Oh, that's coming out this week.
Oh.
Lee Cronin's The Mummy,
Oh, that's out this week.
the horror movie. Lee Cronin's The Mummy is also out this week. That was from Warner Brothers.
I don't know. Do you think that that does better than like 30 million though?
No, which is why I didn't have it in here.
I think that's a solid two. I think I agree with you. So are we in agreement that Mario is still number one?
Yes, I
Okay.
like where you put it at 30.
30? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you have the over there. I'll take the under.
All right. You can take the under. I will take the over.
All right. Okay.
We'll
Galaxy
flip-flop
again.
that, and we'll see where we end up next week.
Watch it be
Because,
Lee
yeah,
Cronin's
I
The
don't
Mummy.
see Cronin or Mother Mary getting 30.
No, probably not. All right. Let's move on. So CinemaCon is something we talk about every year. It
That's
is,
something that was a big pop point
yes,
in the studio
it
last year.
was. I had to tell Christy that was real because she didn't know. Thing about CinemaCon every year, if you've listened to this podcast before, is it is trailer central. This is the time for all the studios to unleash the trailers upon the masses. We have a lot of trailers to address here, but here's my strategy. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly for the sake of time,
Mhm.
but once I'm done with a studio, you have the right to return to one if you have something to say about one of them,
All
one or
right.
more. All right, so that's how we're gonna do it.
Now, these
But
are
keep in
broken up
mind,
between the trailers that they actually showed
mhm,
and then the new films that they announced without
yes,
trailers, just saying that this is what's in development right now.
right. So some will go faster than others, and some you
Hmm.
won't have anything to say about. But yeah, that's my strategy here because yes, keep in mind, like basically my out is now, so
Yes.
so we need to finish this show. All
Yep.
right,
And all these trailers, if they're not online right now, they will probably be online by the time you listen to
yes,
this podcast.
all right. So we're gonna start with the first studio, which is Sony. Your trailers start with, of course, Spider-Man: Brand New Day,
Hmm.
Insidious: Out of the Further, Resident Evil, the new upcoming one, The Social Reckoning, the Aaron Sorkin written and directed film, Clara and the Sun, directed by Taika Waititi, Jumanji: Open World, which is Jumanji 4, Spider-Man: Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is currently still slated for 2027. New films announced included Justin Lin's live-action Helldivers film, which will be hitting theaters November 10th, 2027. Sony Pictures Animation's Buds, a new original film about talking plants that finally decide to break the rules of the plant kingdom and talk to humans in an effort to help the environment. That's okay. That sounds cute. Will hit theaters in December of next year. An animated Bloodborne film adaptation, which hit the video game world by storm this week, which will be rated R, and Takahashi Yamazaki's Grand Gear, which will be produced by J.J. Abrams and will hit theaters February 21st, 2028.
Yep.
All right.
So
Any of those
that
you want to shout out?
so that Grand Gear is still 2 years away, but we talked about J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. They're still
Mm-hmm.
out there. They're still producing
Yeah.
stuff. They're still making stuff. We'll get to J.J. Abrams' next project in a bit. But yeah, it's still going. Bloodborne was not the only video game movie. Sony also has Resident Evil coming out
Yeah.
later this year by Zach Kreger of was it Weapons fame.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a weapon guy.
Yep. Cloud on the Sun by Taika Waititi is a surprise here,
Yeah.
as well as the actual footage of The Social Reckoning. We knew it was coming. We knew Aaron Sorkin was directing it, and this one does star Mikey Madison and Jeremy Strong and Jeremy Allen White in it.
Yes. Sure. Why not?
And then, yes, finally, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. It does exist. There is
Does exist.
footage.
Yes. There
There
was
are
some sort
stills
of
being
footage.
shared around. There is a trailer that will come out when Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in theaters in July. But yeah,
Corporate
that is,
synergy.
huh?
Corporate synergy.
Oh yes, you're gonna watch a Spider-Man trailer before you watch the Spider-Man film.
Mm-hmm.
That is does exist. That is still coming out. Missing its original web web date, web launch date
Yeah.
of 2024, just a smidge.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, Sony is relatively a small player compared to who's next.
Yes. Which means we'll move over to Warner Brothers, currently on a hot streak, but also between corporate ownership, possibly again. It's a long story with Warner, but let's talk about their trailers this year at CinemaCon. Mortal Kombat 2, the sequel to the most recent live action film. Supergirl, you know what that is. Evil Dead Burn, the next Evil Dead film. The End of Oak Street. You kind of have an idea what that might be. Practical Magic 2. Uh-huh. Digger, that's the Inarritu Leo DiCaprio joint. Clayface, Batman
No, Tom
spinoff.
Cruise.
Sorry,
Inarritu.
yes, you're right. I thought you're right. That's Tom Cruise.
Leo was last.
Leo's
Inarritu was
last
out
time.
eating in the
Yes, never
Revenant.
mind. You're right. Never mind. Clayface, Batman spinoff. That's by James Watkins.
Mhm.
The Cat in the Hat, the film, which is also kind of a metaverse thing. I don't know. That trailer was bad. The Great Beyond, which, as you mentioned, is the next J.J. Abrams project. Dune Part 3, which, of course, you're looking forward to with bated breath. New films announced at CinemaCon from Warner Brothers include Academy Award winner Sean Baker's Ti Amo, which will be released under Warner Brothers' new label Clockwork in 2027. Andy Serkis's The Hunt for Gollum, Lord of the Rings spinoff, is confirmed to release in December 27. Evil Dead Wrath, another spinoff in the Evil Dead franchise. Bad Fairies, a new animated family fantasy film starring Cynthia Erivo. Margie Claus, a new animated family film centered around saving Christmas starring Melissa McCarthy. Zach Kreger's Weapons prequel Gladys, about the titular ant, hits theaters September 8th, 2028. Boz Luhrmann's next project, Joan of Arc, The Conjuring, or no, Joan of Arc, period. The Conjuring First Communion, the latest Conjuring sequel. Final Destination 7, which will hit theaters in May of 2028. Game of Thrones, Aegon's Conquest, the first movie in the famous HBO franchise.
Aegon's Conquest.
Whatever. Oceans prequel, prequel to the Ocean's 11 franchise, starring Margot Robbie and Bradley Cooper as Danny Ocean's mother and father infiltrating the Monaco Grand Prix as spies in 1962, which is also written and directed by Bradley Cooper. Oh boy. All right. Where do you want to start here?
I'm going to start at the end with Dude Part 3. Still slated to come out December 18th.
Yes.
Also slated to still come out December 18th is Avengers Doomsday, which people are hoping for another Barbenheimer and already dubbing the day Doomsday. Uh, yes, The Great Beyond by J.J. Abrams is coming out. Still coming out in November. That is going to be your pre-Thanksgiving release. I know you're kind of bashing Cat in the Hat, but Bill Hader is the voice of Cat in the Hat.
That
I
a
hope
voice
something.
cast does not an animated film make. How many times do we have to go with? Do I need you? Do I need to show you the voice cast list for the infamous Shark Tale? Because that is the ultimate proof that the cast does not mean that the movie will be good.
Oh, I know. Yes, we have the 40-year-old sequel to Practical Magic with Practical Magic 2. End of Oak Street is the one with the dinosaurs. If you've seen the trailer, this one is
Yeah,
also produced by J.J. Abrams.
weird.
Yeah. Um, and then well, I think that's it. I
Okay.
want to talk about for Warner
Yeah, we
Brothers.
don't need to
Yeah,
talk
we
about
went through a
Baz
bunch of
Luhrmann.
everything else. Yeah, that's coming
Yeah.
out in a couple weeks
Well, you might be
or a
curious
couple
about.
years.
Yes, you might be curious though about Universal over in Comcast Land. They also were at CinemaCon with trailers, including Disclosure Day, that is the upcoming Spielberg film, Minions and Monsters, of course, the next Minions movie, The Odyssey, of course, because you got to have your Nolan.
Mhm.
Other Mommy coming to you from Rob Savage, Sense and Sensibility, a Jane Austen adaptation. Fokker in Law, yes, another film in the Meet the Parents slash Fokker's universe. Violent Night 2, Werewolf, the next Robert Eggers, one of those. And they also announced new films, including an official Snoop Dogg biopic produced by Snoop himself and directed by Craig Brewer. That will be rated R and will star Jonathan Davis from Outer Banks as Snoop. You could also say that this is an unofficial sequel to Straight Outta Compton.
It's not really a sequel, it's sort of a spin-off of Share Compton.
I'm assuming it'll pick up where Straight Outta Compton left off, though. Snoop's in that movie. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
So yeah, werewolf. I'm not sure how this is spelled. You kind of
Yeah.
ran your mouth over it because
Werewolf.
the title I saw was WERWULF,
Uh-huh.
but other place I've
Werewolf.
seen it is actual werewolf.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly how that one is spelled, if it's werewolf or werewolf.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's out. Faulkner trailer is out with Ariana Grande. It looks bad. I don't know why this is here.
I mean, they've been bad for a while, those sequels, so that's not super surprising, but yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Other Mommy is directed by Rob Savage, starring Jessica Chastain, Jay Duplass, and Karen Allen. It's supposed to be a horror with Jessica Chastain as the other mother, but I'm not sure like
I don't
much
know.
more beyond that. But yes, looking forward to The Odyssey, July 17th, coming out. And then, yeah, Disclosure Day, June 12th by Steven Spielberg.
Yep. All right, so that's Universal. Let's move on to the aforementioned MGM, which is actually Amazon MGM now. Their new trailers included the upcoming Masters of the Universe film, How to Rob a Bank, I Play Rocky from Peter Farrelly, just one of the Farrellys, just one. Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, which is from Bassam Tariq. Beekeeper 2, a remake of The Thomas Crown Affair with Michael B. Jordan. Spaceballs, the new one, which is what they're calling the sequel.
Which is
Highlander.
funny.
And lastly, A Colt is My Passport from Gareth Evans.
Yeah, so they did end up making Spaceballs the sequel. We knew that
Yeah,
was coming. We assumed it would be The Search for More Money, but
right.
turns out they found it because they used it to make Spaceball this one.
Yeah.
So they call it Spaceballs, the new one. In case
I
you're
like,
wondering which one you want to talk about, is
yeah.
it the old
I
one or the new one?
I like that name because it suggests that this is not necessarily a direct sequel because for obvious reasons you can't really do that. Um, but it suggests maybe they're going to make fun of reboot movies, which is a fun idea. So
Yes.
yeah, this I still interested to see what that is.
Yes. And I do hope that they open it with who cares about a 50-year-old movie? Who wants to see this?
Yeah, we'll see.
But yes, that is the new one, Spaceballs.
It's not
Speaking
quite
of the
50
new
yet, by
one,
the way, to be fair.
yes.
It's like
Speaking
40
of
something.
the new one, Highlander. I thought there
Yeah.
could only be one.
Well, there's another. Sorry.
Yes. Uh, Turns out they're making. Well, I know there's a Highlander 2. They didn't make a
Mhm.
sequel, but
So
they're
yeah,
going back.
they've already disproven that there can only be one. So
Yes, there is no release date for Highlander, but this is the one starring Henry Cavill
I got it. Okay.
and Russell Crowe and Dave Bautista because they need extra amount of testosterone in this film.
Of course. You got it.
Because they also have Drew McIntyre in here as well and Jeremy Irons.
It's a lot.
There
A
is
lot of
no
man.
announced date for it, but it will eventually come out.
Fair enough. All right, let's move over to the world of Paramount.
Um, so, by the way, that Thomas Crown affair,
Oh,
Michael B. Jordan is triple threading this as director, producer, and actor.
wow. Okay. Going really hard on this one.
And that one comes out next year, March 5th, 2027.
All right.
And the I Play Rocky, look for this to be a potential Oscar, as one, it is directed by Peter Farley, but two, it is about the creation of Rocky, the
Uh-huh.
movie,
Got it.
and how Sylvester Stallone developed the story and the screenplay as a struggling actor into what would become thir 13 movies, I think now.
Yeah, getting there.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. All right, let's move on. Paramount is the next studio we have to talk about. New trailers from them include the new Scary Movie, Street Fighter, Jackass Best and Last, um, yet another Jackass movie, Heart of the Beast from David Ayer, Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol, yet another Christmas Carol adaptation, The Angry Birds Movie 3, and I forgot they did a second one, Mr. Irrelevant, one of your favorite concepts, gets a movie based on it, Children of Blood and Bone, which releases on the early in 2027 in January. And they also announced the existence of Top Gun 3 and Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Yes. I don't think we have to wait 30 years for Top Gun 3.
No,
And
probably not.
yes, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because they just keep making more of those.
Why not? They print money for them.
Yeah. Working our way backwards here. Children of Blood and Bone will be the first new release of 2027 when it comes out in January the 15th.
Okay.
Mr. Irrelevant is your Christmas release. This one stars David Cornsweet.
Ooh, sweaty corn.
Yes, Mr. Superman himself as
Yeah,
uh, Mr. Irrelevant.
got it.
And this will not be a comedy. This will be a tearjerker. This may be their push for Oscar glory.
Interesting. Okay.
Uh, but yeah, if you don't know who the original Mr. Irrelevant is, if you
Mhm.
don't know the player John Tuggle, do a Wikipedia search on it, and you'll see why this is going to be made into a movie.
Yikes. Okay.
We also have that Ebenezer Christmas Carol movie starring Johnny Depp.
Oh no. Oh, why are we
I'm
doing
sorry.
this? It's okay. I'm glad that you made that. I mean, I was already not interested, but now I'm extra not interested. All right.
And then Heart of the Beast, the David Ayer film, will star Brad Pitt and J.K. Simmons in it
Okay.
as both old, frazzled, and PTSD, one last mission, one wild ride,
Sure.
as David
Yeah.
Ayer likes to make them.
Yeah. Always. Always.
Yeah. And yeah,
Okay.
that's it for Paramount. So let's move
Then
on to our final one.
yes, which of course we've saved the best quote unquote for last. I don't know. Disney.
Personal best.
I don't know anymore if that's even true. But yes, Disney is the last studio. Their trailers included The Devil Wears Prada 2, which is releasing very soon here. The Mandalorian and Grogu, also very soon. Toy Story 5 later this year. Live action Moana, also later this year. The Dog Stars, the next Ridley Scott film. Wild Horse 9, from Martin McDonagh. Hexed, a new animated film. Is this Disney Studios proper? Disney
Yes,
Animated
this is
Studios?
Disney
Their next
Animation's
thing?
next original
Okay.
film.
That's their next thing. Hexed. Avengers Doomsday, of course. And Ice Age. Yes, Ice Age is back with a film called Boiling Point, which will be released in February of next year.
Yes, Ray Romano and Dennis Leary needed a
Back.
paycheck.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
They're
Now,
back. I thought it would die when they acquired Blue
ugh,
Sky, but no.
do do people have nostalgia for the Ice Age movies? I'm
The same
asking
way
this
people have
genuinely.
nostalgia for the Shrek movies.
I guess so. That'd probably be the Venn diagram there, right? Because I feel like I was old enough to know that Ice Age was not great. Like the
Mhm.
sequels, especially, were not good. And so I just wonder, like, are people slightly younger than us, like into Ice Age? Do they have like
The original
memories?
Ice Age tried to do something different from all the other anime
Yeah,
movies when it came out.
yeah,
But the sequels and
yeah. They
subsequent
just did it
merchant,
too many times.
yes, too many times,
All right.
just muddled it. But yeah, the Walt Disney animation film Hexed will be voiced by Haley Steinfeld.
Aha.
Sorry, recent mom
Yes.
Haley Steinfeld.
Indeed, indeed. Yes. Congratulations.
Yep, that will come out. That will be your Thanksgiving release coming out on November 25th of this year.
All right. There you go.
And then, yeah, Dog Stars, that Ridley Scott film, will star Frankenstein himself, Jacob Elordi,
Yep.
Josh Brolin, Margaret Qualley, Guy Pearce, and Benedict Wong. A very star-studded cast
I guess
for
so.
Ridley Scott.
All right. Okay. Anything else to say about the Disney films, or can we wrap this up?
Uh, Interesting that the only Marvel project that they showed was Avengers Doomsday. Yes,
Yeah.
it is their only one coming up this year. They do have Avengers Secret Wars coming out next year. No word on who or what that is. That is
Is
still
that
to
maybe
come.
something they save for later in the year, like as a reveal, like maybe at a D23 or something?
No, it's something that they probably do a Super Bowl spot for. Similar to
Okay.
how they did Avengers Endgame towards the end of the year, and then Super Bowl spot, or sorry, Avengers Infinity War at the end of the year, and then
Yeah. All
Endgame was Super Bowl spot.
right. Fair enough.
Otherwise, yeah, Disney was just pumping out sequel after sequel with Prada 2, Mandalorian
Right.
Grogu, Toy Story
Yeah.
5, Moana, Avengers, Ice Age. It's just
Seems to be what they're
sequel
doing now.
territory now.
All right. Okay, that'll do it for the CinemaCon update, which means that'll do it for the movie section, which means that will do it for the Media Boat podcast, folks.
Oh, we actually went through that in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, we almost made it. I mean, it did miss a call, but we almost made it. Thank you for joining us here at the Media Boat Podcast. We will be back next week for another episode. We'll have all sorts of new news and thoughts for you then, so stick around if you want to know the best way to find us. We are on the internet, all sorts of places. YouTube is the best place to watch our video content. You can go to YouTube and search Media Boat Podcast, find the channel, like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications when new videos go live. You can also hear us in your ear holes on podcast services such as podcast services that you subscribe to by searching Media Boat Podcast. You can also find us on Blue Sky by searching Media Boat. You can find us on twitch.tv by searching Media Boat. And you can email us questions, comments, anything that you want to know about us, from us, etc., by emailing mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com.
Except for guest hosts.
I mean, wait, did somebody really ask to be a guest host?
I don't know if there's a guest host, but they want to do like an interview. I guess,
That
yeah,
sounds fake.
possibly.
All right.
But hey, as we said, you send us an email and we will
Yeah,
tell you well, we
we will
got it
tell you that
here.
we got it. No questions, comments about the stuff we talk about on the show. How about that?
Yes.
All right.
All right. We'll be back next week with more news, more thoughts, and more of us.
All right. See you guys
Okay,
then.
bye.